Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. In Chicago Fire Season 12, viewers had to bid farewell to a number of characters, including Chief Wallace Boden, who had been portrayed by Eamonn Walker since Season 1. Since its October 2012 debut, the NBC procedural drama, which was developed by Michael Brandt and Derek Haas, has been a success for the network. It centers on the personal and professional lives of Boden and the other firefighters and paramedics at Firehouse 51. Over the course of its 13-season run, Chicago Fire has lost many actors who portrayed some of the show's most beloved characters, and after Season 12, Walker was added to that list. From Lauren German as Leslie Shea in Season 3 to Yuri Sardaroth as Brian Otis, Zvonsek in Season 8, numerous Chicago Fire actors have exited their roles, whether their character died, moved out of Chicago, or a different factor that resulted in them leaving Firehouse 51. Unfortunately, main cast members departing their shows isn't uncommon in series that run for a long time, like 13 seasons. The Chicago Fire Season 1 cast was never going to look like the Chicago Fire Season 13 cast, but saying goodbye to characters like Boden is still heartbreaking. Why did Eamonn Walker leave Chicago Fire, and what's been said? Walker played Boden for 12 years. Unfortunately, Eamonn Walker didn't explain why he left Chicago Fire after his exit was announced. Many assume that his long tenure on the show played a factor in the actor stepping down from his series' regular role. Walker has been with the NBC procedural drama since the beginning in 2012, and it's not uncommon for actors in the One Chicago universe to step away after an extended period. So, Walker wanting to walk away from Chicago Fire and explore different opportunities is completely understandable. However, nothing is certain because Walker hasn't come forward to give his side of the story. Chicago Fire executive producer Dick Wolf sent his statement concerning Walker's exit to Deadline. It reads, "Eamonn was the first actor cast on Chicago Fire, and we knew once he said yes that we were off and running. His character Chief Wallace Boden was the undisputed leader of Firehouse 51, and off-screen, Eamonn has filled the same role with our ensemble cast." Chicago Fire showrunner Andrea Newman also spoke about Walker leaving the One Chicago TV show during an interview with Deadline previewing the Season 12 finale. When asked about the vibe on set while filming Walker's last episode, Newman shared, "Eamonn is the most babe-hearted, passionate, hard-working, and dedicated actor and human I know, and he is like a father to every cast member and crew member of this team. He is loved like no other. Any change in his position on fire is going to be like an earthquake coming through. The vibe on set for the finale was just, hold onto Eamonn as tight as you can. Every minute with him is a gift." How and why Boden left Firehouse 51 in Chicago Fire Season 12's final. Boden accepted the deputy commissioner job. A couple of weeks before the Chicago Fire Season 12 finale, news broke that Eamonn Walker would exit his role as Wallace Boden during the season's last episode. Of course, the reports of his departure were shocking, given Walker's veteran status on the NBC procedural drama. But Season 12's ending featured a reasonable explanation for his character's exit. Chief Boden, who will no longer be called Chief going forward, returned to Chicago during the Season 12 finale and announced he would be adding his name to the list of candidates in the running for the Chicago Fire Department's deputy commissioner. Walker's last scene was undoubtedly a tearjerker as several firefighters, like Stella, Severide, and Cruz, thanked Boden for everything he had done for them to make Firehouse 51 feel like a home and a family. Of course, Boden was offered the prestigious position, partly due to Stella Kidd's recommendation, and accepted. As a result, the entire Firehouse 51 squad gathered toward the end of the hour to bid farewell to their chief. Walker's last scene was undoubtedly a tearjerker as several firefighters, like Stella, Severide, and Cruz, thanked Boden for everything he had done for them to make Firehouse 51 feel like a home and a family. However, the good news is that the Chicago Fire Season 12 finale won't be the last time the audience sees Boden. Boden's replacement as chief in Chicago Fire Season 13 explained. The Season 13 premiere introduces Dermot Mulroney's Dom Pascal. Since Boden is leading the entire Chicago Fire Department following his surprising Chicago Fire Season 12 exit, someone has to replace him as Firehouse 51's chief. Boden pulled Herman into his office during his last episode and told the veteran firefighter that he wanted him to assume his position if Boden got the CFD deputy commissioner position, which he did. However, Herman isn't Boden's successor. Dermot Mulroney's Dom Pascal is. Pascal served as a fire chief in Miami for 10 years before joining Firehouse 51, but he is originally from Chicago and started his career in the Windy City. NBC cast Mulroney to play Boden's replacement in Chicago Fire Season 13. Mulroney is a veteran actor, best known for his roles in My Best Friend's Wedding, About Schmidt, and Scream VI. Plus, Pascal is a mysterious character who is nothing like Boden and enacts changes to Firehouse 51, which makes for interesting new dynamics. Pascal served as a fire chief in Miami for 10 years before joining Firehouse 51, but he is originally from Chicago and started his career in the Windy City. As for his personal life, Pascal's relationship with his wife is estranged. Will Eamonn Walker return as Boden in Chicago Fire Season 13? The actor reprises his role in Season 13. Although Boden will no longer be seen working with the firefighters of Firehouse 51 on a regular basis, Eamonn Walker returns in Chicago Fire Season 13. According to Deadline, Walker will assume a recurring role, instead of his status as a series regular for the first 12 seasons. It's unclear how frequent Boden's appearances in the episodes will be, or when fans can expect to see the character again. But at the very least, it's comforting to know that Walker will reprise his role as Boden in Season 13. Since the Chicago Fire Season 12 finale didn't kill Boden off, and instead had him promoted within the CFD, his return is quite manageable. It wouldn't be strange for the main characters to cross paths with Boden, especially Severide, even after he left Firehouse 51, due to his status as the deputy commissioner of the CFD. Ultimately, Walker did unexpectedly leave Chicago Fire after 12 seasons, but only as a series regular, so viewers can rest easy knowing they will see Boden on their screens again in Season 13. Everyone who left Chicago Fire in Season 12. Various actors exited the NBC series during Season 12. As mentioned above, Eamonn Walker was not the only actor to leave Chicago Fire in Season 12's 13 episodes. Alberto Rosend, who played firefighter Blake Gallo, kicked off the numerous goodbyes when his character announced he was leaving Chicago during the Season 12 premiere. Gallo decided to move to Michigan to be closer to his aunt and other family members. The next Chicago Fire exit was Kara Kilmer as Sylvie Brett, the paramedic in charge who, finally, married Matt Casey in Episode 6 and subsequently moved to Oregon to be with him. Rome Flynn's Derek Gibson was introduced during the second episode and served as Gallo's replacement following his move to Michigan. However, the actor's time on the NBC show was cut short as Gibson quit and sought treatment for his drug addiction in Episode 8. The last Chicago Fire actor exit in Season 12 was Walker's Boden, which, along with Brett, was arguably the toughest goodbye. The One Chicago franchise has handled change well. The cast changes were all for storyline reasons. Unlike some franchises, such as Law and Order and NCIS, there are almost constant casting changes happening in the One Chicago franchise. However, what the franchise has done well is to make these changes make sense and to do them respectfully rather than just for shock value. Jeff Bader, the president of Program Planning Strategy for NBC Universal Entertainment, said the One Chicago cast changes often happen, but fans keep tuning in, showing they are doing things the right way. It's interesting, because every year there are cast changes, and every year someone asks the same question. But those shows just keep going on. Cast comes in, cast goes out. We're thrilled with how the Chicagos do on Wednesday. We have no plans on changing anything on that night. Chicago Fire alone had 3 major recent departures. Cara Kilmer left as Sylvie Brett, Alberto Rosend left as Blake Gallo, and Eamonn Walker stepped down to a recurring role as Wallace Boden. All 3 had great storyline reasons for leaving, and all were satisfying for fans. For Boden, it was even better since he would remain on the show in a smaller role, but his character would be rewarded for all his hard work. It was a positive moment when he stepped down to a lesser role in the series. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe my Fast Gossip 24 to our channel, and stay with us.